teachers, parents, and students. On behalf of the United States Military Academy, I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to publicly recognize one of your finest students, Alex Berger. My name is Hunter Crandall, and along with Mr. Walker Flint, I serve as an admissions liaison at West Point. As a graduate of the Academy and as a subsequent 10-year infantry and special forces combat veteran, I've had the opportunity to get to know some very special people in my lifetime. It's difficult to recall any young person with as much promise and potential as Alex. And it's important to note that this demonstrated excellence in everything he set his mind to did not go unnoticed by the West Point Admissions Committee. Let me briefly share with you some statistics that should help put Alex's appointment to West Point in its proper perspective. Here are some facts about last year's entering class of freshmen. Of the over 15,000 applicants, only 1,193, or 7.8%, were admitted. When Alex shows up for his initial summer training, he will likely share a room with 3 other incoming freshmen. The following is typical, as Alex's own resume will attest. Statistically, all 4 will be varsity letter winners, and all but 1 will be team captain in 1 or more sports. Alex, be nice to that one. He was never a team captain because he's a black belt and amateur boxer, and you'll need his help perfecting your left jab if you ever hope to survive kickboxing. Statistically, all have graduated in the top 5% of their class. All but 1 will have been National Merit or National Honor Society honorees, and 1 of his roommates will have been their high school valedictorian or salutatorian. Be nice to the valedictorian, Alex. He's now a small fish in a very big pond and will appreciate your moral support as he struggles, probably for the first time in his life, in the academic courses to come. All but 1 will have scored above 600 on every component of the SAT, and 1 roommate will have scored in the mid to high 700s on both his math and critical reading. Be especially nice to that one, Alex, because the study of discrete dynamic systems is not for the faint of heart, and there aren't enough hours in the day, trust me, to do this on your own. Statistically, 1 of the 4 will have been their high school student body president, and 1 of his classmates is a combat veteran, handpicked from the Army at large by a senior commanding officer to attend West Point. Alex, get to know this one. He's witnessed the crucible of combat firsthand and has many pearls of wisdom to share with you about leadership and courage. And unfortunately, 1 of these 4 roommates will decide to quit and go home. Alex, that's your moment to lift your brother up and carry him on your back until his mind and body have regained their strength and his soul its faith, just as he will do for you when your moment of doubt comes. And so what does this typical class profile mean for Alex? It means, unfortunately, Alex, that you will be, to put it kindly, just average. But it also means you are sharing in an educational, athletic, and leadership experience that has been in place since the institution's founding in 1802. One that has produced far more Rhodes Scholars than any other public university, and more than half of all the Ivy League schools. And produced such great leaders as Grant and Lee, Pershing and MacArthur, Eisenhower and Patton, Westmoreland and Schwarzkopf. As the history department is fond of saying, much of the history we teach was made by the people we taught. Those may seem like big shoes to fill, but I can assure you that those same men started with the same raw materials that Alex will bring with him to reception day. And Alex, if those expectations of academic and professional career aspirations weren't enough, there's just one more thing. In approximately 1,470 days from this very moment, you will be commissioned as a 2nd lieutenant in the United States Army. It's hard, trust me, I know, at 18 or 19 years of age, to fully appreciate what this means. But in your darkest hours ahead, just remember that every challenge you persevere through in the next 4 years, although extremely applicable to any future profession you ultimately decide upon, are all to prepare you for one final test of character and will. Your first job out of college will be different than almost any of your classmates here today. You will have up to 35 of our nation's finest sons and daughters who, without exaggeration or hyperbole, will be putting their very lives in your hands. This is an awesome responsibility for even the most senior, seasoned, and tenured leader. A burden you may not feel is entirely fair to place on you at such a young age. The thing is, Alex, there's no avoiding or delaying this moment of truth. You must and you will rise to meet the challenge. In the words of General Douglas MacArthur, as told to the Corps of Cadets in his 1962 farewell speech, a speech whose lines you will have to memorize in the months to come, by the way. You are the leaven which binds together the entire fabric of our national system of defense. From your ranks come the great captains who hold the nation's destiny in their hands the moment the war tocsin sounds. The long gray line has never failed us. Were you to do so, a million ghosts in olive drab, in brown khaki, in blue and gray would rise from their white crosses, thundering those magic words, duty, honor, country. Alex, on behalf of the President of the United States, it gives me great pleasure to present you with a certificate of appointment to the West Point class of 2017.